Hi everyone, I hope you guys are all okay. Now, as you know from my videos I published last weekend, I had a bit of a different reading pattern this week because J.K. Rowling's new book came out under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith, the new Cormoran Strike book, on Tuesday. I took the day off work. I was there for 9 o'clock in the morning. By 9:01 I had my copy and I was travelling back home and I spent the day reading. And obviously, because I've been working throughout the week as well, I've been reading as much as I possibly can. But about an hour ago, 5 days into the read, I finished it. I finished Lethal White. It's a big book. It's 647 pages. So it's not a thin one at all. It's the thickest of the Cormoran Strike books. And it's the fourth one. So I would, straight off the mark, I would say it's best that you read the other books before you read this one, just because of characters and that we meet and known to have loved, including, Strike, Robin, Matthew, even though we don't like him, but still, characters who are along in all of the books, Matthew, Shankar, Wardle, all the, various people, Nick and Ilsa. They are all in this book just as they are all in the other books as well. So for character development and such, it's best that you read the other books before you read this one. But even if you just pick this up, though, it's a fabulous read. So this one, as I said, it's the fourth Cormoran Strike book, and it picks up exactly at the point that the previous book ended, with the wedding in the church. And it's really interesting because the first 30 pages is the rest of that day, what happens between Strike and Robin, and Matthew and her family and his family and this crazy wedding. And I found it so wonderful to read, and then suddenly it jumps to a year later and the story then starts from there. And the crime that they're investigating is due to a man called Billy who turns up at Strike's office. He clearly has some mental health issues, and he tells Strike that when he was young he witnessed a child's murder, and he keeps talking about these various crazy things that don't fix up. Strike's not at all certain if what he's saying is actually true or if it's hallucinations or what, because he can't tell what's going on. And then Billy does a runner and he can't get this out of his head, so he goes on this quest to find out what he's talking about, and uncovers quite a lot of things, as you can imagine, because it's so thick a book, and of course goes along the journey with his colleague, who's actually, partner of the business, Robin, who in the very first book she turned up to be a temp secretary for a week, and now she's partner in the business. And with Robin, it very much, obviously she's following the investigation as well, but she's very much going through other stuff in her personal life. If I had to, because I said this to my sister and our friend Sarah, and I've been leaving these cryptic gifts of how I've been feeling and such, because my sister was reading it at the moment as well, and I didn't want to spoil things for her. I still don't, obviously. So I've been sending messages to her and such, and both of them, should I say. And I felt, when I finished this book, I very much feel that this is a Robin book. Even though obviously Strike has various character development, they both do together and they have stuff going on in their lives, this was very much a thing about Robin, her kind of blossoming into this new badass, just such a strong woman. She goes through so much stuff in this, various dark days, very sad days, very happy days, but in the end she's blossomed as this beautiful woman. Not to say that she wasn't beautiful before, because she was, but it's kind of, she's taken this mammoth step into the future of who she's going to be, and I am so proud of her. I am so thankful for JK for writing her, for the things that she had Robin do. It was absolutely glorious piece of writing. I laughed, I cried on multiple occasions. I usually don't cry at crime books. The only crime books well, crime book, should I say, that has made me cry, was Heartstone, CJ Sanson book, Heartstone. That, yeah, that really had me crying because I was so upset about a character on the Mary Rose. As soon as I realised they're on the Mary Rose, I just burst into tears. I was just so upset about that. But yeah, I was, so I was crying. I cried multiple times reading this book. I absolutely loved it, and the fact that um it tapped into those emotions for me. I mean, it's not like I don't cry, because I do quite cry often, but it's to do with emotional connections of characters. And one of the times I cried the first time was emotional connection to Strike, and I was heartbroken for him. I wanted to give him a big hug. I wanted to kind of be there for him. And I think that's the whole thing, that if you have a writer that immerses you in that world and has you feeling those things, and I love those characters so much. If a slight bad thing happens to them, I feel that emotion. I feel that, that tension, that sadness, that everything. And I really felt it for both of them, in both Cormoran and Robin in this book. Uh, the actual story itself, I don't want to give anything away, so I'm going to have to be cryptic about this, or just not reveal much. But there were so many twists and turns with this story. There's a lot of characters because it mainly involves two families, and then there's lots of different characters who kind of connected to them, kind of dotted here, there, and everywhere. So you have a really big array of characters to keep an eye on, but you don't lose track of them. She's just as with Harry Potter and such. She's very, very good of introducing you to so many characters, but you know exactly who's in each group, each house, each family, what the connections are, all that jazz. So I had no problem keeping track with them and everything. But I love how she has this amazing ability to really pull the rug from under your feet. She's done it before in the Common Strike books, but especially with this one. There was obviously near the end of the book, it's revealed what the truth is, all that jazz. And when a bit of information, 4 pages from the end, this bit of information that I'd never even considered a possibility was proved to be true, my mouth fell open. I was just in such shock over this. It was just insane. And I just wanted, like, bow down to greatness, bow down to Queen JK. She oh god, she is so talented. It is insane. I especially loved the development of the relationship between Robin and Cormoran in this book. And the two of them, I was just like, just tell each other how you feel, for God's sake. Please just do it. And they didn't, and various things that happened and such. It was wonderful. I'm so excited going forward. I'm really itching for the next book now, but I know I'm going to have to wait for, a couple of years or more. I don't know how long it's going to take her to write the next one, or if she's even started writing the next one. I've absolutely no idea. She's very busy doing lots of other stuff as well. But for setting, mood, the story, the crime itself, everything, the whole world and everything, it is beautifully constructed. That what Lethal White actually means, just as with all of her books, she has titles. She's chosen titles where you kind of give it a definition, but then there's a flip, there's a twist to do with what it actually means. And Lethal White is another superb choice of title. The whole thing, because horses are very key to this story. I don't know anything about horses. By the end of this book, I feel like I know a few things. If I ever met someone who really liked horses, I could say a few bits in conversation and feel a bit comfortable now, because various things that I've learned. But you can say that with the silkworm for like the book industry and stuff as well. yeah, the mood of it, there's so much tension. It feels like she's stepped up another level, even further from Career of Evil, because Career of Evil is extremely dark, but it's dark on a level, to, body parts and serial killers and all this lot. But in this one, it's one case, but it is dark in a different way. There's a lot of tension to do with mental health, the government, legislations, stuff about hiding stuff. If the past is in the past, you'll forget about it. Well, it's always creeping, that it's always in the background. Kind of feels like it's like mold growing. It starts off with a few little dots, like on a wall or a ceiling, and then it just spreads and spreads and spreads. And that's what it felt like for me reading this book, how the darkness and the twists and the turns and the sinister aspect of the story really took hold of everything. I would say a bit further about that, but I can't without revealing any spoilers. But I have to say, this was just absolutely wonderful read. It was quite magical, with J.K. Magic, how she wrote it, her choice of. I've always marveled at her choice of music and such in her books and things that she refers to, and the quotes that begin each chapter. I was very happy because all of her quotes in this one come from a book, and a character called Rebecca is a main character, and of course I'm Becky, so which is short for Rebecca. So I was like, oh my gosh, my name is the third word on the in this book. I love that. But this it's a masterpiece kind of writing. It's magical. It was extremely dark and twisted, yet it was so full of life and light, and there was, wit in it. I loved various characters like Barclay, who was introduced. I miss Shankar. That's one character I did miss, but that's me being really, 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 really picky. That we didn't get to see Shankar, but we got introduced to a couple of other new characters as well. What she did with chapter 55. That I have been waiting for chapter 55 since The Cuckoo's Calling was published, and I read it, and I'm like, hallelujah, it happened. I was so over the moon with that. If you're planning to read this, or you are reading this, do not jump to chapter 55. You've got to read through to chapter 55 to appreciate what happens in that chapter. And my God, Robin was phenomenal in that. I was practically punching the air when I finished reading that chapter. She proved what a badass bitch she is, Robin Ellicott. But yeah, I absolutely loved this. I will read it again and again and again. It's a masterpiece of crime writing. It's magical, it's wonderful, and I'm so excited for the next one. Please, JK, please write the next one as soon as you possibly can, because I need to know what happens with my lovely Cormoran and Robin. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Going forward, obviously, it's going to have to be dramatised because the BBC have adapted all the other ones. When that does happen, I am going to be so excited. I already know that Holiday Granger, because as I said, this is a Robin book. I know that Holiday Granger is just going to act the hell out of this story. She's going to be absolutely phenomenal, as is Tom, but this is my girl Robin. I think this totally, I think it's so big, and I think this totally justifies a 3-part drama. And because of all the twists and turns and everything that happened, I think you need it to be 3 parts. But as long as the key things that happen with Corin and Robin are there, I need the hospital car park. I need chapter 55. I need so much stuff from this to be shown in that drama, and if it's not there, I'm going to be angry. But yes, please, BBC, treat it nicely. Give us 3 parts, please. The lovely Holiday Granger and Tom Burke's going to be amazing, and JK, please write us a new book soon. Alright, that's all I can think of to say right now without giving away any spoilers. But yeah, if you read this book, or if you are reading this book, please let me know what you think. Leave me a comment in the comments box below, or if you want to show what you think of another way, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, entirely up to you on each side. And yeah, so now, because I picked my books, next book out the jar that I'm reading next, I'm going to be back with, I'm reading the complete works of Jane Austen. I've just actually looked in the book collection, and the first one I thought would be Pride and Prejudice. It's not, it's Sense and Sensibility. So I'll be back once I've finished reading Sense and Sensibility, and then I'll do a review of that, and then for all the other Jane Austen books. But anyway, enough about that. I'll see you guys later. Bye!